Hello, hi.
Amanda, Joe.
Kubalo. Tengela bali futhi?
Hayi bo, what do you mean? Who's this? Ndimusiya.
Siya thetha kaloku. Usiya wapi?
Hayi man, mfondini usiya udafaya.
Oh, was the funny guy?
Yeah, funny guy.
Oh my gosh, wena, it's been 5 years. Undiqiniswe yintoni? Because I'm sure wandlahla.
Ah man, mfondini, you know I was just like, hey, kuyabanda and Amanda.
Yeah, usadile.
Hayi bo, yarayima yonke lo. Otherwise, lapha eGqeberha la wephi?
Oh no, I'm in Joburg. Shem, my friend's grandmother passed on, so services in Chole. Also, my family were here.
Ladies and gentlemen, winter has finally arrived and it's cold as fuck. Shit. Wabata man. Type of weather to have you bracing yourself before sitting on the toilet seat, or rubbing your feet like a mosquito under the blankets, or microwaving Vaseline before we kobisa ekseni, or boiling yourself alive in the bathtub. For those of us who are even decent enough to bath during the winter time, you get my point. 'Tis the season where folks start rocking up in the most random of relationships. Itufuza's phones start blowing up, exes start getting back together, and the season where many children are made. Please use protection this winter, guys. 'Tis the season where you randomly get a stray cuddles text from an unknown number. 'Tis the season where your ex from grade 7 is now sliding in your DMs. Boys and girls, it is cuffing season. Typically, winters in South Africa consist of colder and darker days. And as the days get shorter, the nights get longer. And all these factors set the perfect conditions for cuffing season. Cuffing season is the period in the year where with the drop in temperatures comes a stark increase in relationship opportunities as a direct result of the cold winter weather. My theory on cuffing season is that we were biologically programmed to seek out a partner during the cold season as a way to ensure our survival as a species. If you were outside playing the fool all on your own during primitive times, you'd freeze to death and die. And you wouldn't get to pass on your dumbass genes. But those who grouped together and shared resources during the harsh winters would eventually mate with each other and end up producing offspring right around the summertime. But nowadays, during this period, folks typically stay coupled up for the winter and break up right before the summertime, so they can fare by in peace. Got very few relationships live to see the end of cuffing season. And not to mention, during the cold season, itufuza are the most sought after type of woman. To my big girls out there, we know Gucci stove sakho siku 6 even when he means chiqinile. Kodwa, if he didn't love you when it was hot, he does not deserve you when it's cold. Don't let that nigga back into your life if he only calls you Magbanda. Now, have I ever willingly participated in cuffing season? Hell no! I don't do snacks things. Yeah, nah, I have. But I'd only recently come to the realization that those past flings were cuffing season relationships. And to be fair, I was actually a victim of cuffing season rather than a willing participant. Now, I'll tell you a story about a cuffing season experience I had in my adult life. But yay, this is a PG-13 channel. There's kids watching. So, I'm gonna tell you a story from my high school years. Once upon a time when Maila was still a high school boy, there was this one girl. It's always a story about the girl. And for the sake of protecting identities, let's call this girl Buntle. Now, Buntle and I never really talked like that before this point. But we hanged out around the same folks, and we hanged out in the same circles, and eventually we got familiar with each other. Then we ended up exchanging contacts. Then we started talking on some friendly shit. Then winter came along and the vibes between us just shifted. All of a sudden Ubuntu is taking my scarf and wearing it for the whole day. All of a sudden Ubuntu is talking about some, Maila, you smell so nice. And as soon as Ubuntu started giving off those vibes, hey baba, I was picking up exactly what she was putting down. I can't lie, Ubuntu was a pretty girl. I was absolutely trying to get on that. And the winter weather wasn't helping either. However, at this point in my life, I was very anti-relationship. And girl was absolutely talking to other people during this thing we had. And we didn't really like each other enough to warrant the relationship. So, Eventually, Bunte and I got into what some would call a situationship. Then, this one day, I missed the day of school to go do my ID. And when I got back the next day, Ubuntle is no longer speaking to me. Next thing, I'm blocked on all platforms and I'm hearing all these stories about this girl going on some smear campaign about me. Talking about some, Maila is moving different, etc, etc. Fine, until this day, I don't know what the hell she was on about. My boy Nube told me that it might have been because she heard I was talking to other girls or something. But I'm 1000% sure Uguti Lon Tomazana was talking to other niggas too, bruh. But yeah, our thing ended immediately after that. Looking back, I couldn't even call it a situationship. We used to flirt here and there, you know, and I spanked her ass a couple of times. But I don't think we even kissed at all. It was very brief. High school was weird, man. Now, what is the point of this story, you ask? I don't know. That was just the earliest account I had for a cuffing season experience that I could tell on here, because this is a PG-13 channel. I actually need to start talking about serious topics on this platform. Enough about my high school love life. Next week, we're going to be discussing the political and economic state of the world. So, stay tuned. And as for cuffing season, hey, I hope you guys are cuddled up, lapho, because it's going to be a very cold winter. And please, for the love of God, strap up and use protection, because most babies are made in winter. Y'all better enjoy the winter weather while it lasts, because after cuffing season is over, hot boy summer begins, and lapho kusazonyiwa. Yeah, hey, last week, I'm sure all three of my fans saw Woodsy ETV took down the Rhythm City video. And hey, bruh, basically they told me, Woodsy, I better be prepared to die if I want that video to see the light of day. And yeah, so in the meantime, I'm gonna be re-editing that thing, and I'll probably drop it randomly one of these Fridays. So stay tuned. And as for ETV, I hope y'all can suck my dick.